All right, guys, I'm Alex Connor. I've been fishing for the Ohio State University for 3 years, I believe. Grant Hack and I are partners, and we're hot off of a 13th place finish at Lake Hartwell for the College Bass Regional. We had 12 and a half pounds the first day, roughly, and 16 and a half pounds the second day. A lot of missed opportunities cost us a little bit higher finish on the first day, but capitalized well the second day, made a comeback. It was a really fun tournament. Um, we fished, I think, a little bit different than a lot of guys did that did placed in the top 20, I'd say. We fished extremely shallow. We didn't weigh a fish deeper than 4 foot of water. And we were really fishing 3/4 to 7/8 of the way back in the creeks, trying to find muddy water and spawning flats. And we would find the last deep water before spawning flats, whether that was a deep stretch of trees, deeper stretch of bushes, a deeper stretch of rock transitions. But deep is relative. If you have a spawning flats 2 foot deep all the way across, the deeper stretch might be 3 or 4 foot. So deep is relative. We didn't catch, like I said, we didn't catch any fish deeper than really 4 or 5 foot the entire time. And we caught them really all on 2 baits. We did a little bit of modification to the one, which was a 3/8 ounce white jackhammer, and we actually took the head of it and painted it orange with a acrylic marker from Walmart. I think that gave them something to key in on, and it seemed to work really well. It was something different. The lake was getting a ton of pressure from local tournaments and a 264 boat college tournament. So doing something a little different was really key. Fishing around some guys in some areas we've had that were way back, just they weren't pressured. We tried to get away from people. We really weren't that far from the ramp, but we stayed away from other people by going back a little bit farther than they were. The first couple days of practice, we saw that those fish were about, I'd say, 2/3 to 3/4 the way back in creeks, which is where the guys mostly fished during the tournament, at least from what we saw. As the week went on, we had some warm rain, some warming weather, and some really warm, sunny days in the afternoon, and I think it pushed fish back farther, and we had to follow them because in practice they were out of the creeks a little bit farther, and they did push back farther, and we followed them in the tournament, had to adjust, fish some new water, but we caught all of our bigger fish on that white jackhammer with the orange painted head, and we put a white rage menace on it. And then our other bait was a discontinued, very small crankbait. I'm not going to name the name of it. It's a pretty good hidden little bait that I don't think very many people know about. But it was a little red crawl color crankbait is what we caught them on. Most guys that were fishing the rock transitions and stuff were fishing like 1.5s and bigger crankbaits between 2 and 3 inches long. This bait was 1.5 inches long, and it has a pretty tight wobble, but it hunts pretty well. So it's a really good bait, and it does phenomenal on pressured fish, and I think that's really what we were dealing with down there at Lake Hartwell. And that's really about it. That's how we caught our fish, and we didn't really mess with spotted bass much. We're shallow water guys, at least for largemouth, and that's what fit our forte the best, going down there and fishing our strengths. So keep updated watching Ohio State page. I know Patrick Henry, our president, has been doing a really good job at trying to keep more videos on and more posts to just keep people updated. And anyways, keep a lookout for more posts, and go Bucks.